downtown Chicago on the lakefront. Soldier Field, home of the Chicago Bears. My hometown Bears. Not so good over the past couple of years, but Justin Fields looking good in preseason. Bears went 3-0 in the preseason, but as we all know, that doesn't mean anything in pro football. But we got hope for this year.
Well, I haven't been keeping up as much anymore, but I'm a Texans fan, so that's not good either, right?
no, it's definitely not. We're in the same boat. But on court here, men's pro singles gold medal match. Federico Staksrud coming out of the winner's bracket undefeated, taking on J.W. Johnson. What do you got for us in this one, Stoner?
Oh, well, I hope they can give us 50% of what the ladies gave us in that match. So
yes.
Absolutely ridiculous from the ladies. Shout out to Davidze coming through with the gold and Anna Bright with the silver in our previous match. But yeah, the guys, I'm looking for some more dinking and dunking, some less ground strokes, some more coming forward to the kitchen line. And we talked about it multiple times on Thursday that this singles is turning into a skill game and a battle of attrition and being so physical. Well, we got one match today, Dom.
Yep.
And I'm expecting the boys to go all out, full court coverage, full shot making, and I'm expecting a pretty big show.
Yep, and this is how they got there. J.W. Johnson lost to James Ignatowicz in the semifinals. Federico Staksrud took out Zane Navratil. And then Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson in that consolation match to get to the bronze medal match, where J.W. Johnson avenged his loss in the semis to Ignatowicz by taking him out 11-8, 11-3 to get this matchup against Federico Staksrud here in the gold medal match. So looks like these boys are almost ready to go here. It's going to be a fun one. You're going to see a lot of, like you said, athleticism. And it's going to be a little different ball game. You're not going to see, I don't think, that ground stroke to ground stroke like the ladies did. You're going to see a lot more approaching of the net and a little bit more cat and mouse.
Hey, Dom, do you think these guys might squeal their shoes a couple times in this match?
Oh my God, yes. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, some of the court coverage and the sliding and the shot making from full extension slide is just spectacular from both fellas. So I'm expecting, of course, this is pickleball. We're going to have some unforced errors mixed in, but I expect some spectacular shot making and some really good stuff from the Florida boys.
Yes, absolutely. Staksrud from the West Coast, JW from the East Coast. We've got an East Coast, West Coast vibe here. Tupac and Biggie.
There you go. There you go. You dated yourself.
I just dated myself. Here we go. Darn it. I can't get away from it. But,
well, good thing we're the same age, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
JW, the furthest thing from Tupac. And when I have to say Federico, the same thing with, he's nothing like Biggie Smalls. But
for sure. Both fellas very solid tennis players earlier in their careers' lives. Federico Staksrud, an NAIA 2018 Men's All-American at Tennessee Wesleyan. Very impressive. Originally out of Buenos Aires, Argentina.
0-0.
Right on cue, Staksrud to serve. Right away, you see J.W. Johnson following that return in, but goes just a little long, and Staksrud strikes
1-0.
first.
Side up.
Yeah, the elongated points we saw on the women's side of things for singles is not going to be the same thing here for the men.
0-1.
Yeah,
Point.
it's definitely going to take probably a weird situation to see both fellas at the baseline.
Yeah, it'll be very odd.
Yeah, it'll be very odd.
1-1.
Great angle on the forehand from Staksrud.
I think that's one of the best part of his game that I've seen is his volleys, the pace he gets at full extension. So the coverage at the kitchen with the pop.
Ooh, that almost dropped in. Ton of topspin on that.
Yeah, Staksrud, he almost lunges and explodes at the ball. There's no waiting at all. It's all explosion, always forward movement, and a lot of pace.
Nice angle there on the overhead from Staksrud, and that's the key right there on those overhead, Stone, is the angle, correct?
For sure. J-Dub forced into a defensive lob, and Staksrud with the angle beautifully off the court.
Ooh, drops that hit on the sideline. Nice ball from Staksrud.
I think he hesitated for a half second thinking he might have missed it, but it landed right on.
Two one. Point.
J.W. Johnson not having a too elongated tennis career considering he's 19 years old.
3-1. Side out.
But Federico, obviously J.W. a staple of singles and doubles on the APP Tour. Federico starting to get his doubles game going a little bit. Lots of training down in Southwest Florida with Simone Jargin.
Side out.
Gets away with one right there. Johnson with that big reach, but just a little too much top hand.
For sure.
3-1. Side out.
Yeah, he had a nice inside in there. I think he pulled off just a little bit. Didn't stay with that ground stroke quite enough, caused an error in the net. We got a ball switch.
These boys broke a ball already.
Yeah. Not surprising in any way, shape, or form.
No. You mentioned Staksrud training a lot with Simone Jargin down in Bonita Springs.
Okay, here we go. 1-3.
Not a bad hitting partner. Oh, look at that angle created from Staksrud, and that's set up on the return.
That's the one. That's the one. That forehand. Angle, pace, and spin. I mean, what do you do?
3-1.
Hope and pray.
Point.
Long there on the returns. Couple return to serve errors there from Johnson. One to start, and another one there. And 4-1 lead here for Staksrud. Oh, and dots him in the right shoulder.
That was a slippery second pass attempt from Federico Staksrud going inside out. Nice job from J.W. Johnson to neutralize that very deceptive shot.
Oh, he had him. He had Staksrud leading right there.
I always talk about the foreigners and their native tongue. Not happy when that comes out. So he muttered something in Spanish, so he's not thrilled with getting tagged by that ball from JW.
Oh, pays him back right off.
Sorry.
Is it the left abdomen?
Yes, I broke professionalism there. I could not help but chuckle at that hit back.
A little long there from Johnson, and Staksrud got a little extra bounce to his step right now, right? And he starts to feel it, and he's getting to the line quickly. Can't wait to serve. Oh, wow. Staksrud with the core coverage.
Wow, what a point. So many full extension shots from the guys. Great court coverage. And I had an interview with Federico, and he said he wants to get to the line as quick as possible and let his opponent know he's going nowhere.
7-1.
It reminds me of a young Adam Stone playing singles. Get to the line and know I'm not going anywhere.
No. That's right. Exactly right. 30 minutes later, cramping. But yes, it's a big part of the mental game. He wants to let them know he's ready. He's not tired. He's not going to give an inch. You better bring it if you want to beat Fed.
And again, it's just a good angle right there. Doesn't have to be hard. He's just got to hit the angle and get it out of the reach of Johnson.
7-1.
Oh, nice control of the kitchen line by Johnson.
One of his best traits, I believe, in the singles game. Once, if you don't hit an amazing first ball and J-Dub's at the kitchen, it's tough to get out of that pattern.
Oh, and again, jelly legging Staksrud right there. Had him leaning left, and he goes right.
For sure. Yep. For us, that would have been an ACL. But yes, great hold and flick from JW.
Side out.
too much, overcooks the two-handed backhand. And a solid 7-2 lead for Federico.
7-2.
Just missing that. Good read from Johnson to let that go.
Oh yeah, right when he struck it, I was like, that's 3 or 4 feet out. More like 3 or 4 inches
Yeah.
out. That almost got down.
2-7.
Oh, J.W. Johnson down the line winner. I mean, just battling his butt off at the baseline, just getting every ball back.
Stop it, J-Dub.
3-7. Side out.
Neutralized. He hit an amazing point, amazing shot, and then it's like it never happened, just like that.
Take your passing shot with a
7-3.
wet cord.
Side out.
That ball got on Staksrud really quick.
For
He's
sure.
almost trying to short hop that.
Yeah, funky contact point. You heard him exclaim, so bad. Not thrilled
3-7.
with that effort.
Yeah, too good. Johnson finding the sideline there and just out of the reach of Staksrud.
Oh, beautiful. So, just like Davidze, just calm, controlled, no wasted motion whatsoever.
So and what Johnson tries to do, and he does it better than most anybody, him and Navratil, I think, they take more balls out of the air than anybody. What they're trying to do is eliminate the time that their opponent has to react. But sometimes it gets them in trouble, like that one. Oh!
No, you're right. Nothing's perfect, but you're absolutely right, Dom. Taking time away is no different than hitting the ball hard. It's literally the exact same thing.
Wow, but then he takes something off that right there, right? As that ball's going over, it's dipping.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that's probably about 75%. That was not a full rip. And to hit that inside-out backhand from the middle of the court, just degree of difficulty off the charts.
Side out.
Nice eye. We've seen maybe 3 or 4 of those flatter two-handed backhands from Johnson sail long. See if he can get that
7-5.
situated.
So Staksrud is out to a 7-2 lead here, and Johnson is admittedly a very slow starter in first matches of the day. And so nothing different here. Just wide right there from Johnson. So, but again, it's a little slow start, but he's answered. He's back within 2 here.
7-5. Point.
I think that first one from Staksrud could have gone long. Just shows something to the court coverage of these guys. That, that he can hit rip a passing shot going wide, and JW can still volley it and keep the point going.
8-5.
Nice angle there from Johnson. I mean, that could have went wrong in so many ways.
Yeah, like every single shot he hit, and he somehow gets a stab defensive lob to land a couple inches from the baseline to neutralize the offensive position from Staksrud. Unbelievable stab.
5-8.
What's he do so well on that two-hander right there, Adam?
It's just, he really does a nice job of holding that front shoulder in, keeping his balance till the last second, and either pushing it line or whipping through cross court. So deceptive, so hard to read.
Wow, there's that ball out of the air, right?
For sure, and it's set up with a patented J-Dub carve. Look at this carve to set it up, and then the poke, boop, just like that. That caught skin too, I think.
It did. It did.
2-1 J-Dub on the pegs.
Oh, Staksrud with the good read down the line.
Kind of bailed himself out. His initial up the line backhand wasn't too spectacular, but he was right there for the second shot and finished with a great cross-court angle.
8-7.
So Johnson trying to go body on Staksrud there, and he not having any of it.
That was, like I said, he's been practicing the doubles. You can't go body on him anymore. Maybe those first few tournaments you could in singles.
The ball down the line here, the first one, sets up, right? This one here sets up this winner here because he's got Johnson pulled so far over.
Wow, and he not only did he get underneath that ball to create topspin, he got on the outside of that ball. So hard for JW.
10-7.
Wow, what a forehand winner there from Staksrud. And he will take game number 1 over J.W. Johnson by a score of 11-7. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, game number 2, men's pro singles final here at the APP Chicago Open presented by Lexus. One going to Federico Staksrud by a score of 11-7. Staksrud coming out of that winner's bracket. If he does win this 2 out of 3, that's all she wrote for men's pro singles. J.W. Johnson trying to win this 2 out of 3 and force that game to 15. Adam, what's JW need to do here to take this second game?
Well, you mentioned JW has occasionally known for being a slow starter.
Yes.
So let's see what he's got on point 1 first.
Oh, wow.
No, sir. No, sir. But yes, so I think that him being so calm and collected and kind of being unflappable, never has anything faze him. I think occasionally he gets a little blah with his footwork. So I would really like to see him intensify that movement and that footwork.
Oh, wow.
Baby.
He had Johnson guessing right there. Watch him flip and goes to his forehand. He thinks he's going forehand. Right past the backhand.
Yeah, first body shot did not work, and that one very much did. Just almost no backswing whatsoever, and then just a whip. That's what it. How can you read that? And the answer is you cannot read that.
Point. 1-1. Side up.
As soon as Staksrud hit it, he's like, oh, that's so dumb.
Did he say so dumb or too dumb? I don't know what. Either one. Dumb was in it. Yeah.
He did not like that shot.
1-1.
I love it. I love Staksrud. He looks at the referee. He goes, no, now. He said now when he was ready. It was so good.
1-1.
He's dictating play from the referee, too. Wow, again, you talked about it, Adam, that carved backhand from Johnson. So good.
It's he keeps it so low, and it's just so nasty, moving away from you.
Oh, get out of here. First, Johnson with the ATP. Staksrud with the beautiful defend that I thought he hit a ball behind Johnson. No, he hits a clean winner.
This has never happened to me in my life. I have no words, Dom.
You have no words?
Yeah, come on.
Same guy.
Same guy. I mean, they got to go 14-12 this game.
Right.
I mean, the ladies did it.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Come on. I want to see some tight stuff.
1-2. Point.
I think that's 4 or 5 now.
Yeah.
Whether it's return or pass, got to get a little margin for error. Get that two-hander down.
Wow. Again, so just when you think he's going to carve that cross court, he flattens it out.
And you notice it wasn't even the crispest of shots, but Staksrud's breaking so hard cross court because he has to.
Point.
So if he can just change direction like he did there with an average shot, it's going to be very successful with Staksrud having to cover the cross court carve.
Staksrud going no-look backhand cross-court.
And he almost had it, too. And two very crisp two-handers from JW that were much lower and barely over the net as opposed to sailing as a couple of the previous ones had. So nice adjustment from JW.
Oh, yes.
And that, to get the ball before the ATP, that's the footwork and the intensity of the court movement that I want to see from JW Johnson. It was just a little more crisp than in game one, and he was able to get exactly where he needed to and have the perfect contact point to set up that ATP attempt.
Well, and a timeout here from Federico Staksrud as JW Johnson, all the momentum right now, was tied at 2. Johnson a little mini 3-0 run to take a 5-2 lead here in game 2. Johnson trying to force a third game and then take that third and go to the game to 15. We'll see if he can, first and foremost, take game 2 here. I know I mentioned in the women's final it was standing room only, but it seems like they're packing in even more here, Adam.
Yeah.
And we're going to have people in our booth here in a second because there is nowhere to go as far as seating goes.
I'm just waiting. We got the APP van over here. I'm just waiting for people on top.
That's what we need.
Yeah, for sure.
So Johnson coming back out on court, ready to go, up 5-2.
Yes, and really, I don't think it's been, sure, I think Federico might have had a loose error or two early in this game too, but I think the big difference is just the little more explosive movement from JW Johnson, and you know, he's rewarded with a 5-2 lead for making that little extra pep in his step.
Mr. Staksrud, you have 1 timeout remaining.
Let's see what old Fed has up his sleeve. Get back in this game too.
Time in.
A lot of game left, Dom.
Tons of game left, and Johnson trying to extend it to a third here. Not the start out of the timeout that Staksrud wanted. Johnson extends his lead to 4.
6-2.
Oh, nice angle from Staksrud right there. And that ball's coming right in the booth. Did you have that?
Oh, one of us did. With hands like gold like this in the booth. Come on, Dom, we had it. But yes, we talked about that angle. And the thing is, we're playing with a wiffle ball. You can hit a tennis ball ridiculously hard. A wiffle ball, while a lot of these guys are crushing it, you can only hit it so hard. So it's much easier to be defensive when your opponent is smacking it hard at you as opposed to carving it off the court.
That's such a good return there from JW Johnson.
Yeah, so much depth. And Staksrud down in a nice low athletic position, but just popped up out of that ground stroke a little early.
Side out.
Just sails that a little long.
2-6.
Also a long serve, long return, free point for Staksrud as he cuts the lead in half.
3-6. Point.
Couple little mutters under the breath for JW. I wouldn't say you never see it, but you don't frequently see that.
A little wide there from Staksrud.
I'm not sure he should have said no, no, no right when he hit it, because JW might have hit it.
It looked like he wanted to play it, and he said no, no. And
it's like, well, I believe him.
Take his word for it.
6-4.
That's nice. And again, right there, instead of Johnson coming in and trying to rip that really hard, he takes something off it and creates some shape. So Staksrud's ending up having to hit up on that ball and makes a mistake.
You're exactly right. I like that adjustment from him. And he's never going to have the spin on the backhand that he can generate on the forehand, but a lot of those previous ones, especially in game one, were totally flat. They didn't have any top spin, so great adjustment by him.
again, right on cue. He's taking something off this, and that's a good in-game adjustment from Johnson.
Yeah, you don't expect the kids to make those kind of adjustments when they got the physical presence and they're playing smart ball. That's tough stuff.
Oh, wow. And then he just, I'm going to flip this backhand down the line here for a winner.
Yeah, no big deal, Dom. No big deal.
No.
Easy game. Easy game.
Just like that, he has a 10-4 lead and a game point on his paddle. Nice point there from Staksrud to get back in and get that side out.
Yeah,
see if he can cut into this lead.
Yeah, it's always nice to neutralize when your opponent has a slight advantage. So great job by him and able to put away the overhead.
How easy does he have to make it look?
Yeah, I know. It's. I mean, some people might think that's great. I think it's a little annoying, Dom.
10-4.
Game point number 2 here for J.W. Johnson. Oh, just misses the line, does Johnson. Staksrud was very nonchalant. No.
No. Casual wide call. And Staksrud has a really nice drop shot.
Nice ball, but again, it's set up because Staksrud pulls Johnson to his backhand first.
Yeah, there's an occasional win in one shot out here on the singles court, but when you're playing guys like this, it's got to be a combination. I mean, you hear a lot of people talk about those first shot or two of singles, and then you have to finish in 3 or 4 in doubles. But when these guys are moving like this, you got to set up shot combinations in singles.
10-5.
Oh, and the free point will give J.W. Johnson game number 2 by a score of 11-5. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, game 3 here at the APP Chicago Open presented by Lexus. Men's Pro Singles Final. Game 1 going to Federico Staksrud by a score of 11-7. J.W. Johnson bouncing back in game 2 with an 11-5 victory. Going to game 3 here. Johnson needs this to force the game to 15. If Staksrud can come out on top here, he will be your 2022 APP Chicago Open champion. Wow, what coverage there from Johnson.
Yeah, 2 backhands and 2 very good backhands from Federico Staksrud, backhand volleys from J.W. Johnson off the Staksrud shots, and then just slides over to the line and covers the down the line that easily.
Staksrud with his own little carve-out backhand there.
Kind of did the almost lost his balance in the kitchen,
Yeah.
the little arm swing.
I wish we had a camera in here showing how you did that. Oh, that's a good inside-out forehand from Staksrud.
Love that attack of the ball, too. Look where he's making contact well inside the baseline. He steps in and just 2 or 3 feet in the baseline, just taking JW's time away as he's transitioning to the kitchen.
Deja vu. He did the same thing again.
Yeah, he loves that inside-out forehand, and it's got the angle and it's got the dip. Deadly combination.
2-0.
Wow, I mean, he almost did the same thing with a backhand right there. Staksrud dialed in here in game 3.
Side out.
Staksrud with the thought he had a better look at the backhand, clips the tape, unfortunately for him. Ball back over to J-Dub, looking to get on the board early game 3.
0-3. Side out.
Just a little pull off from Johnson, I think recovering back to the middle before executing that down the line forehand pass attempt.
3-0.
Gotta hold your balance.
Side out. Zero 3.
Oh, Staksrud has a pretty ambitious shot right
Yeah,
there.
for sure, for sure. And you know, in that spot right there, you kind of have to choose line or cross. I'm not sure if he waffled between the two, but definitely tried to squeeze that into a very tight window.
Oh, no, he didn't. I mean, he carves this backhand on the line, Adam.
Unbelievably deceptive. I mean, how you have to cover. You have to cover cross there. And for him to give away absolutely nothing where he's going to the last second and put it 6 inches from the baseline, unbelievable.
So Staksrud trying to give a little juke to the right and go to the left here.
Yeah,
Watch him.
the shoulder fake did not quite work.
No, Johnson was all over that.
All over there with the forehand for sure. And remember, that previous slice backhand from Johnson was after like 10 scramble shots. It wasn't the second shot of the point.
Wow, nice winner down the line there from J.W. Johnson, and the 3-0 lead for Staksrud gone.
Dom, we've got runs out here. We've got runs all day.
4-3. Side out.
Oh, the ooh and the ah from the crowd there always makes you feel better when you miss an easy ball and the crowd oohs and ahs.
Yeah. There's a couple people back here too that on every ball that they get, oohing and on, like, oh, ah, no.
Yeah, Staksrud very upset with himself. A couple down the line backhands he's missed in the last couple minutes, and he said something very mean to himself in Spanish.
4-4. Side out.
Double vamos. So Staksrud has a chance now to stop that 4-point run from JW.
3-4.
That's a nice dipping forehand.
It's just so whippy. It's just short, not really a huge stroke. He has a nice loop to it, but he just whips through, creating the angle and the spin and the pace. The trifecta.
Wow, that's turning defense into offense, Adam.
Unbelievable full stretch slide. And then he doesn't just hit that full stretch ball and wait. He is instantly going forward after that very difficult shot, and to get forward to the kitchen line and put away is just a great combination.
Good volley there from Johnson.
Very crisp, because the shot was not easy at all. He was not all the way to the kitchen. So to put that crisp of a volley a couple steps behind the kitchen is very, very difficult to do. Christmas come early. Freebies, always love to get those.
Had it. It was there. It was there.
I couldn't. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Had it is. Yeah, he says it to us. Looks over, says that was there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it was.
4-5.
Well, he set that up because he kept going cross court inside out. Oh, nice ball there from Johnson. Again, you're seeing him take something off that two-handed backhand here, and watch this. He comes through it, but it's a half swing, and so he's creating shape on that ball.
5-5.
Or it's dipping the Staksrud.
Point. 6-5.
And I think that Staksrud has
1 minute timeout.
the pattern that I've seen him have the most success with is whether it's his cross-court backhand or his inside-out forehand. He hits a couple to the J.W. Johnson backhand and then possibly goes to the forehand side. When he just goes with that first ball up to the forehand of JW, he's had a little more struggle with that. So we'll see if he can continue to get into that pattern where he gets a couple to the backhand and sets himself up for a forehand.
So it's on J.W. Johnson's paddle here. He has the end change on his terms. What does Staksrud need to do, even though he jumped out to a nice lead here to start? What's he need to do to answer this?
No, absolutely, and I think that's what it is. It's the shot combinations. Once JW gets to the kitchen line, it is picking those right spots and maybe possibly hitting one or two setup balls before fully going it. Because when he goes to that J.W. Johnson forehand too early, and it's not in a good spot, it's a bad spot to be in, because JW has so much power and so many options on that forehand side. So if he can move him over into that backhand corner and then possibly get JW reaching a little more with his forehand as opposed to being right on it, I think that's the best way to go for Federico.
Time in, 6-5.
Wow, the hook shot from Federico.
Kind of like that straight arm overhead. Yeah. Great athleticism, though. He got off the ground for absolutely sure. And JW was in a tough spot there. I'm not sure he had many options besides for that bailout defensive lob. Couldn't get back to neutral, though, in the point.
Wow, what a battle there from Federico Staksrud.
And that forehand 3 shots prior, just insane to get so much dip and so much spin from such a tough, not balanced, not steady position. Just really high quality stuff. Degree of difficulty so high on some of these shots from Federico.
Side out.
Same guy.
Yeah, he eye rolled himself there.
Yeah.
We don't need to say much about that one. He said it all with his reaction.
6-6.
Wow.
Maybe a slight flinger. It could have been a slight flinger.
But catch and release.
But yeah, catch and release either way. Oh, what is that? Lee Whitwell on screen?
And Austin Chiketelov.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Showing off the guns.
Uh-huh.
Austin.
Not difficult for him to do.
Wow, nice ball from Johnson. And again, he's going to the backhand, right? So what's Staksrud think he's going to do? He thinks he's going to carve this cross court, and he doesn't, and he goes like a little inside out.
For sure. And the thing is it's just some nice decision making from JW, because rightfully so, Staksrud is breaking to cover that cross-court ball. So the thing is when Staksrud is leaning that way, JW is not giving away anything early. So if he was maybe giving away a little early, he was going to change his pattern and go line. Staksrud could adjust, but JW waits to the last second to make that adjustment, and there's just not a ton that Staksrud can do in that spot.
Yeah, it's holding that ball on the paddle so long and just waiting for your opponent to make their move first, and then you just go opposite.
Absolutely.
He makes it look so easy.
Yeah, I know. And so I think that is probably one of the biggest things as a viewer, or you guys back home, is just that we try to describe it to you with words, how difficult some of this stuff is happening, and sometimes it doesn't look that difficult for them, but man, it is.
And again, too, then you have a player like J.W. Johnson who looks very nonchalant when he does things. He makes it look even easier.
Time in, 6-6.
Wow. I'm not sure what the shot before that was. I thought he might be looking for the drop shot, but then he hit it kind of floaty and deep. But he certainly bailed himself out with a great cross-court angle volley.
6-6.
Staksrud almost fooling himself right there, right? He's been going inside out forehand. I think last second he tried to change that, but ball was way too far away from him. He tries to whip it back over.
You're right, Dom. Totally different contact point on that shot.
What an angle from Johnson.
So good. And the thing is even though the degree of difficulty would have been ridiculous, I think he had the around the post.
Yeah.
And so to hold that and pull it back cross court with Federico breaking to cover the ATP, so good.
A little fist pump from JW right there. Taking the 8-6 lead.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Ooh, ever so slightly.
He hit it well. He hit it well. He knew where the camera was, so he went around the camera.
Yeah.
He's hiding from Randy Coleman, who's on the camera over there.
Hard to do. Yeah, hard to hide. Tough break there on the let cord, but boxcar productions everywhere and nowhere. Hard to hide from those guys.
Yes, it is.
Doing a great job in the booth. I mean, in the truck.
In the truck.
Ooh. Yeah, you can't believe it. Showing a hair of frustration there. Sometimes you do everything right and it just hits the tape, Dom. That's life.
8-6. Point.
Nice ball from Johnson, and he hits that backhand, and it's slicing, right? So it's slicing away from Staksrud, so it makes it very difficult.
9-6. Side out.
Johnson muttering to himself. I don't know what it is.
I was trying
keeps it very quiet.
Yeah, I was trying to get a read. I was trying to use my lip reading ability, but I couldn't catch it.
Just wide right there.
Ball's called. I did not see it clearly.
Let's take a look. Very close ball.
Ball was out. Point.
Ball.
I mean, it's just so close.
Hey, you saw it out? You saw it out?
That's not a point. Yes, the ball was called out. So a side out.
What about him? You saw it in or not?
He made the call.
Oh, you made a call. You saw it out from that.
Yes.
Federico shaking his head, but I think not agreeing with Bob Unitich. I didn't even see Bob over there.
9-6.
And a nice overhead there from Staksrud.
What's he saying over? He's saying something. I don't know if it's to himself or someone else, but he's got some words over there, Staksrud.
6-9. Side out.
I like it. I mean, obviously a tough shot on his back foot, but I think that's the spot to go. A little bit less pace, a little more dip, and inside out. So I think it was the right shot selection. Just a tough one to execute with a great return by JW.
Oh, it's a great ball from JW Johnson right there.
10-6.
Match point here for Johnson, and it goes long, and we will, Adam, go to the game to 15. JW Johnson pulls it out, 7-11, 11-5, 11-6. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back here at the APP Chicago Open presented by Lexus, we'll have that game to 15 for the gold medal here on Championship Court. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, good catch, kid. All right. One-hander. All right.
Back here on Championship Court, gold medal match, 1 game to 15 for all the marbles here at the APP Chicago Open presented by Lexus. Federico Staksrud dropping the 2 out of 3 to JW Johnson. A tough one, Adam, you know, for Fed to drop, considering he's in the driver's seat. But the best part about him being in that driver's seat is he does have that game to 15 in his back pocket. But what does he need to do here early against JW Johnson to take control?
I just think that he should stay aggressive, play his game. We know that JW has basically slowly gotten better throughout this match and kind of found his groove, after that game 1 defeat. So stay aggressive, look for those patterns. Don't necessarily need to pass in one. It's okay to throw in a couple dippers, possibly get JW hitting up on the ball before you go for that pass, especially to the forehand side where JW is so deadly with his forehand volley. So that's what I expect to see, and it's just going to be more of the same. These guys are professionals. They play each other a lot, and we saw some small adjustments from JW, but there's not going to be anything earth-shattering here that they're changing. They know the patterns they need to go into, and they've been in these situations so many times. It's execution time, Dom. Like you said, there's no splitting games. There's no hoping to get to the game 15. This is the game to 15. This is all the marbles, and let's see what the boys have in store for us. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it should be a good one here. I believe, Staksrud will bounce back here. He took the time. The players have that option in between. They have the 10 minutes. If they want to take it, they can take it. So they did opt to take the 10 minutes. Staksrud he relaxed most of the time, had a shirt change. He's ready to go. JW just kind of chilled, hung out.
JW did his thing.
He did what JW does. And we're back in here. Staksrud to serve. 1 game to 15 players to change ends at 8. And a start that Staksrud would want right there. Johnson mistake.
His surgery with the electrical tape and the lead tape on the changeover got him that first point.
Yeah. Oh, using the tape right there. He's still fixing his paddle as he's coming in.
Yeah, that's right. I saw him. He loaded up two white grips. He changed his lead tape and then covered that with electrical tape. So he's got it precision exactly how he wants it right here.
Did some work. Johnson reaching just a little too far.
Well, you talked about it. That's one of the downfalls. He gets so many benefits, and the benefits outweigh the negatives, but occasionally that just happens when that's your style of play, Dom.
He hit the last one up and just quit.
I mean, it was obviously much shorter than the first one, but that was very surprising, especially from such an intense, run for every ball, make every shot type player. Very, very, very interesting.
It was odd. Johnson answers right away with his first point. So 1-3 now. Johnson serving.
That power flick cross court.
1-3.
So tough from JW.
Point.
Did you catch that, Dom? What Fed said? I'm not sure. He said something. That was English, so I figured we could.
Referee goes, was the call out? The whole crowd goes, it was out. Oh, wow, Johnson digging that one out, the first overhead.
And that's that combination. Dipping ball to JW's backhand on the first pass, and then he went inside into the forehand after he had a better ball. Smart play.
Wow, I mean, the presence of mind of Johnson flipping that down the line backhand instead of going hard cross court.
He's actually done that more frequently than some previous matches I've seen. Yeah, very good stuff. Like, I've seen some matches where maybe 9 out of 10 are cross court, and this one it's been a little more balanced, and I like to see that from JW.
That's the second one he's missed on that sideline there with that forehand.
And he smacks his thigh and says, come on to himself.
Wow. I mean, that's untouchable.
I mean, that's just, I don't care if you're, who's a tall person? John Isner. I don't care if you're John, you're not touching that ball.
No.
What kind of wingspan you have. Moving away from JW with spin.
5-2.
He hit his leg.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Clean as day, clear as day. Absolutely clipped his calf coming through on that forehand pass attempt. Don't see that too often.
He finally changes it right there and keeps that in. Makes the adjustment.
And I'm impressed with the kid on some of these adjustments. He's not just beating his head against the wall if something's not working. He's tweaking his game.
Oh, Johnson, the rare mistake on the ball up. Usually he's calm, collected.
For sure. Can't make them all. But yes, that lucky let cord kind of neutralized the point in the middle of that point, and
that ball is set up by the other inside-out forehands.
For sure. And JW was slightly late getting in, so you know, certainly can't go to that inside-out ball every time. So I really like the patterns and the frequencies from Staksrud early in this game to 15.
Staksrud 1 point away from the end change on his terms here, up 7-3. He stomps his feet.
He knows it. He set it up beautifully, got what he wanted, and sometimes you just don't execute. It's a great point construction, though.
Oh, a little flip forehand there from Staksrud.
We'll give him a little sexy time on that one. That was pretty slippery stuff. Nice deception, kind of leading with that palm, letting the paddle lag behind.
What a return from Johnson, putting Staksrud on his heels, and Johnson tosses his paddle down in frustration.
For sure. From the return that JW hit, for Staksrud to put his next ball and force JW to hit up was an amazing drop from Federico. I mean, it's so easy to miss that or float that or not put it where you want to, but to put that right at knee level on JW and cause him to make an error in the net is just a great executed shot from that tough position.
Staksrud ready to go. I mean, he sat down for a second, but the whole time he was over there kind of itching to get back in here, and I think he's kind of feeling that momentum right now. He's got to keep that in his favor.
For sure, his motor was running. Oh yeah, he had both legs. He had both legs going real fast.
Yeah.
It was funny to see. He doesn't have to play again. This is it for Staksrud. He's leaving it all out there.
Right, exactly.
Not that JW is leaving anything on the court, but he does have 2 matches later in the day.
Time in. 8-3.
Yes!
And good. There's the maturity of Staksrud, right? You talked about it in game 1 where Johnson tried to go right at his body. Staksrud making that adjustment. You said, 3-4 months ago he doesn't get that ball.
Exactly right.
But why is it? What's that adjustment he's made?
Well, it's just being more comfortable in the doubles court, is I believe what it was. That was a weird kind of two-handed backhand right in front of his body. To be able to put that ball past JW when JW goes to his body, that I believe is his doubles, him getting better at doubles leaking into a singles game.
Side out.
Well, JW Johnson has some work to do here. Down by 9 in this game to 15.
3-11.
Check your math, Dom.
Side out.
Thought it was a 2. My bad.
Staksrud, great angle.
I forgot to carry the 1.
Yeah. He was able to keep that. He kept that angle so sharp it landed in the green, not the blue. Excellent sharp angle.
Side out. $3-11.
I'm surprised you missed that math problem with all that arithmetic and vocabulary and school stuff you were doing with Chad yesterday.
Yeah, Chad had me in college again. Thank goodness he's over on CC2 today. There's a lot of work. On a free point here for Johnson coming back to the baseline with a smirk on his face. Can't believe he's making these easy mistakes. Oh, nice. And there's that carved backhand again by JW Johnson.
Crowd getting J-Dub fired up.
Love hearing that.
Absolutely. And that's absolutely nothing against Staksrud.
No.
That's if the roles were reversed, they would be cheering for Staksrud. They want more pickleball, and I don't blame them.
12-3.
Wow. Big forehand from Johnson. But good control of the kitchen line, Adam.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. He knows he's going to have to, you know, rarely put that volley away on the first ball. So just
3-12.
put it back deep and solid and wait for the one you can put away.
Nice. Fully extended to the forehand side, and then he fully extends Staksrud on the backhand.
Four 12.
A swinging volley miss from Johnson.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Did absolutely nothing wrong.
12-4.
Just couldn't get it over. Yep. I think that's both lines, Dom. I think he caught both
He
lines
did.
on that one. That's a tough spot.
Such a good aggressive serve from Staksrud.
13-4.
Wow, doubles up on the forehand side, and Federico Staksrud will give himself a championship point here. 14-4 up on J.W. Johnson.
Completely on his back foot, too, to create that angle and that spin.
14-4.
An off-the-tape winner for Federico Staksrud, and he will take this game to 15 by a score of 15-4. Your silver medalist, J.W. Johnson. But hey, Salome Davidze, Federico Staksrud, Triple Crown killers in the first two matches as they take the Triple Crown away from both Anna Bright and J.W. Johnson. But congratulations, Federico Staksrud, your gold medalist here at the APP Chicago Open presented by Lexus. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll talk with J.W. Johnson and Federico Staksrud and get their thoughts on this gold medal match. Don't go anywhere.
And stay close, we got the
Back here at the APP Chicago Open presented by Lexus. I'm here with Federico Staksrud, your gold medalist, men's pro singles. First and foremost, congratulations, Federico. Go back to the match. You take game one, but then JW bounces back, takes games 2 and 3, so you have to get forced into that game to 15 you have in your back pocket. What are you thinking between that 2 out of 3 and that game to 15?
A lot of frustration because I wanted to win in the first one, and but I knew that it was tough for him to win 3 in a row. Yeah. I mean, I look like a head case sometimes out there, but I'm mentally tough. I always know that I have a chance, so I just stay positive, and yeah, things went in my favor.
You had your inside-out forehand working really well late in that 2 out of 3, and then into the game to 15, and it was setting up that down the line. Was it something you've been working on and are looking to kind of utilize?
Yeah, I mean, I played him a lot of times. I was never in the winner side, so I was always trying to work the point a lot. And today I just went out and was like, I'll be a little more dynamic, try to do 1-2 punch, and it worked.
All right, well, congratulations, Federico. I'm going to bring in Ken Herman, the CEO of the APP, present you with your championship trophy.
Federico, congratulations. A lot of wins this year on the APP Tour, and each week you keep getting better and better. You got a lot of fan support here. I'm sure your family in Florida is cheering you on. Your family back home is cheering you on. But congratulations, you're our APP Chicago men's gold medalist winner. Great job.
Congratulations, Federico. Again, your men's pro singles gold medalist, Federico Staksrud. Congratulations to him. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, women's pro doubles here on Championship Court at the APP Chicago Open presented by Lexus.